This podcast, bussin'.
Welcome to this.podcast. I'm your friendly host, Jay, joined by my friends. We got Co.
Man, what we talking about?
And then we got Uncle Damo. Hi, I'm Uncle Damo.
Where's my drop?
New computer, man. We gonna get it, though. We got you. Damo. What's up, man? Shout out to the incredible Lawrence and Larimer for providing the space. You could catch them on lawrenceandlarimer.com, or you could come to 3225 East Colfax Avenue, just like Wheezy. Wheezy's in the house. Long-time listener. He got his little golf hat on. Mm-hmm. Burberry looking good with the this dot merch. Thanks for supporting, man.
This podcast, bussin'.
Yeah. How's the week been for y'all so far? Good?
Sauce.
Oh, man, it's been a rough one, man. Just, deadlines, people needing things, people putting their problems and stress on you. You know what I mean? You got to try to figure it out. You know
got
what I
it.
mean? So
You navigating through all that?
yeah, man, just trying to navigate, brother.
Yeah. They stressing you
But it's
out
Friday,
at work?
man.
Is it at work that this is
Oh,
happening,
this
or is
work
it just
stuff,
family?
Man. This work stuff, man.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean, it's Friday though, right?
It's Friday.
Friday.
Friday. What's up, Damo? How you doing?
Hey, man. The highlight of the week was I got CU season tickets.
Hey,
Yeah.
round of applause for you.
Hey, gotta support your boy Dion.
Hold on, D. There you go.
Yeah, that thing was loud, boy.
bro.
This boy just got all
They was
excited.
excited
No,
you
that
got
was
them.
You got excited. So
Well, you told us like 20 times that you got season tickets.
I just told us once.
No. You told us last night, like, yo, I got season tickets.
But does the audience know that?
No,
Okay.
but all right.
So relax. So you know what, today, my day, like I started off just like, project work, stuff like that. And then got into meetings, was like back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I got done with my meetings at like 3 and I was like, I'm done.
Really?
Walked away from my computer.
You got
Control
done
Alt
with your,
Delete.
wait, you got done with your meetings or your meetings? Like, was you eating meetings? Is that what you call that? Meetings? I was doing my meetings.
I was meeting that meat.
That was good.
I was meeting that meat.
I was meeting that meat. That'd have been fun too. Yeah.
But now you was closing meetings out.
Yeah. And then I walked away at like 2:45, 3 o'clock. I was like, I'm done.
Nice. Did you enjoy the day? It was nice out.
Yeah, I was inside.
Take you a nice nap and really get to the meetings.
Nah, I didn't do anything, man.
Oh,
I
okay.
just chilled.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was good. Didn't do much. Uneventful this week. That's it. But we gonna get into our guests because we got great idea by Uncle Damo. We want to provide the culture, the community on financial fitness. And this man here is a business consultant.
Business manager.
Got it. But you do dabble in finances for people and kind of manage all that for them.
All that, the whole overall picture of their whole financial world.
Absolutely. So we want to welcome Jamel Barnes to the show. So I'm going to give you the round of applause. It's going to get loud maybe.
Wait, that was the what? We're gonna welcome Jamel Barnes to the show. Man, show that man some love.
Yeah, let's do it, man. My bad. Hey,
That was
yo.
enormous.
It's all good.
You right, man. Hold on. Let me
No, don't you ever welcome a guest on our show like that again,
talk to
man.
him, Damo. So run it back. Yo, we got this man. He been handling taxes, business for some NBA clientele. We talking about high level stakes, man. You know what I mean? On that, when you talking about those kind of contracts, what kind of money we talking about, Damo?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Show that man some love.
I'm trying to, but you're not playing into
Yeah.
it. Let's beat the odds today.
Hey,
Let's do it.
he beat the odds.
Yeah. So my man here, again, handling money for Damo, not only Damo, so that's high clientele right there, right? Because he got a stunt, But
He
also
hiding money for Damo.
Mar-a-Lago too, right over here, the black trunk.
No.
Anyway, it's about this man here, Jamel Barnes, welcome to the show. Clap it up, y'all. Clap it up.
Much better.
Clap it up, though. Clap it up.
Let's give it up.
Absolutely, man.
Give it up.
I appreciate that, Damo. You're right. We come with some energy here. So how you feeling?
Tired.
You tired?
Tired as hell.
Hey,
man.
get that shit out of here if you tired.
Yeah,
Tired
man.
as hell. I'm trying. I'm good though. I'm here amongst y'all brothers and getting to speak and just vibe. I'm happy about that. So.
Well, we're excited because we're doing financial fitness, and we think that's great for the community.
Yes.
So before we get into that, though, let the people know where you're from.
I'm from here. I'm from Aurora, Colorado. Born and raised. A lot of time though back east in New York, back and forth for my youth years. So, but I'm Colorado born and raised. So
we got to do better than that. Like, what's the neighborhoods in Aurora? Because me and Cole don't know. Because we like Park Hill, Montbello, Green Valley.
I mean, it's crazy
He don't
to say
tell
that.
us.
All we know
he used to
is-
be Delmar Park.
yeah.
I mean,
But you, where you at?
I grew up over by South Middle School and
Okay.
by Rangeview. I mean, that's the only way I knew it was Aurora.
There we
was
go.
Aurora. Now we got New Aurora, Southeast Aurora, New Aurora, Middle Aurora. I don't know all that.
Blackstone.
Shit. Yeah, all that.
Southlands.
Southlands.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm from.
absolutely.
I'm just from Aurora, so yeah, it's different now. So,
Hey, the A.
yeah, the A. I'm
The
from
A. There we go.
Born and raised, and love it. I'm happy I'm from here. So
Hey, Co.
What'd you
The A
say?
Co.
The ACO?
yeah, I like that.
I have heard that. That's the new
I've never heard that shit.
the
like
ACO Denverites. Like, we get new terminology
Never heard
these
that
days.
shit.
Love it.
Well, man, let's get into it because let's talk about finances and why it's important, right? Because I think for our community, it's definitely a pocket that we know about, but sometimes we need the education in order to do it right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about your background
Okay.
and what you do exactly.
Well, it's complicated as people would say. I always got jokes from family and friends talk about, what do you like, Tommy? Like, you got a job? Like, yeah, I got a job. What do you do? You an agent? You a financial advisor? What do you do?
I'm not gonna hold you if you like cut the hair off because you got the glasses.
Yeah. Oh,
look
yeah.
like
Yeah. He
Tommy,
told me.
man.
He told me.
Shout
You
out.
ain't got no
That's
job.
the joke amongst everybody. Jamel ain't got no job. He got money, but I don't know how he got a job. We going to basketball games. Jamel got some kind of job. I don't know what he do. But, nah, I mean, what I am is a business manager, financial business manager. So I just manage the whole aspects of my clients' financial life, meaning taxes, estate planning, overseeing their investment accounts, foundations, their nonprofits.
Insurance.
Yep. Any other insurance, from the life to the disability insurance with the athletes to shit, you name it. Anything that involves money, I oversee that whole thing for my clients, mainly athlete clients. This month actually is my 20-year anniversary and being in the business.
Congrats,
Oh,
brother.
congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
I didn't think I was going to make it this long. So
Congratulations.
Nice.
it's been a
Nice,
blessing.
man.
So
Yes.
20 years at the age of 22 started and 42 now. So yeah, it's been 23 actually and 43 now. So yeah, it's been an amazing ride and a lot of growth and has ups and downs, but it always turns out to be up. But in a nutshell, that's what I do. So
Nice.
business manage professional athletes, and from that, as time started going on, a lot of friends, family were asking me like, "Hey, Mel, can you help me out?" And I was like, "I ain't got time," or "Mel, I know I can't catch a football or dunk a ball or whatever, hit a baseball, but can you help me out?" So, as the last couple years and prior to COVID, partnered up with some people and created another division called DBA. That's our company that deals with small businesses.
Low end clientele.
I ain't gonna never say lower end clientele.
Low end. Yeah, that's what
Yes.
we deal with the peasants.
Yeah.
But
The ones that can't get to the top tier.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with, believe it or not,
The family and friends package. Like, I got you. Yeah.
I mean, it started off like that, and then now, we have actually athletes in that arm of the business for their small businesses and things like that, doing the athlete clients' bookkeeping business for their small businesses and so forth, and the taxes for that business. So it's for everybody, but we ain't charging athlete prices to do all that.
This
That's dope, man.
podcast,
So
bussin'
let's
bussin'.
break it down because there's a lot to get into as far as your depth of knowledge. The first thing I want to know, and I'm curious about, is that when you're dealing with finances, is your goal to mitigate expenses for people or to actually make them money?
So that's a good question. So it varies. On the business side, so people with small businesses, we like to increase the expenses, and we increase the expenses to reduce the tax liability. We like to do that. Your biggest debt, if you're a high, income person, your biggest debt, the person you owe the most is Uncle Sam. So our goal is always to reduce what you need to pay Uncle Sam and keep more of that in your pocket. So, it's a two-part question, so to speak. We want to increase your wealth, but we want to increase your wealth by decreasing what we're giving Uncle Sam. So
Got it.
And
That's how they doing.
Yeah, and just real quick, I think you should throw out a disclaimer for the audience too.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not here to give like financial advice or say do this, do that. Just kind of speaking on what I know. And,
Yes.
And every person's different. Every situation's different. So it's never just one thing fixes everything or this one advice for everybody. No, everybody's situation is completely different.
So real quick, why is that so important? Because I don't like, is there a legality against that? Because Damo keeps stressing it, but I want to know.
Nobody saying, well, I was on this podcast and Mel, he told me to do this shit and I did this shit and I lost all my fucking money. I don't want that. So that's why, it's very important that do the disclaimer and just say that so people don't, take what I'm saying as bond, as word. And,
will people come after you and can they sue?
Nah, it's nothing like that. No,
but it's just more for perception of
We are sheep though. Like people are sheep. They be like, yeah, I did hear that. Didn't do exactly what you said.
Yeah, and then exactly. And then you're dealing with some dumb shit.
And their life's in shambles because they probably just took a quarter of what you said as opposed to
they take the
entire
whole
pie.
thing of what I said.
No, absolutely.
I got this piece. He said spend all my money and write that shit off in taxes and then I'm not gonna have to pay no money in taxes. I'm gonna get a fat refund check. And then they got me like Wesley Snipes. This is Mel's fault. And I was like, nah.
Because I be hearing, man, there's some like with TikTok, Instagram, there's these people that's like, yo, if you put your money here and you do it this way and you flip it around here and you sign this and then this is how you make this grow, and they give you this whole financial breakdown within like a 3-minute clip.
Yeah, and then a whole financial breakdown can't be in a 3-minute clip or a 3-month clip. It's a journey. Yeah, and people out here, honestly, they just out here, like you said, everybody's sheep, so they looking to try to make as much money as they can by giving whatever general broad advice and hoping you find some suckers and you make your money and keep it moving, and because that's the world we live in now. Everything's about the bag, everything's about all of that. So I wouldn't take any advice from Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or anything like that. But it's funny you say that because we have clients that ask us, well, I saw on Instagram or I saw on Facebook or I saw on TikTok that if I do this, and I'm like, no, if I buy a G-Wagon, I can write that off. And it's like,
because the amount of weight it is.
They're
like, oh, it weighs over a certain amount of,
You're like, you
wait.
It's way more to it than that. Yeah. It's only a percentage of it that you can write off, and has to be in your business name. Your business has to qualify credit-wise, and all this and that. It's not just go out there and then if you make so much money, you can't get that deduction. So it's because if that was the case, every billionaire would have 100 G-Wagons and,
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah.
It's not like that. But you look on Instagram and TikTok, it's like, oh, shit, I'm about to give me a G-Wagon, write this off. And it's like, nah, you can't do that. So,
I did hear that, though. Like if you get a G-Wagon, it's a tax write-off based on how much it weighs.
Yeah. There is a tax deduction for heavy vehicles, but it's for businesses and business purposes only. Then it's only a percentage of that price that you can write off up to a certain amount of money. So it's a lot. It's a lot more to it than buy a G-Wagon. I get to write this shit off.
Yeah.
Well,
I love that.
What if my business is in these streets and I'm like, yo,
you got a proper LLC or S corp or whatever, and we sit down and we go through the books. We can make it
happen.
Work that way. Yeah.
Right. So before we talk about business, and I'll open it up to the fellas, but I want to start at basics, right? Because everybody doesn't have the type of coin to be like, hey, I'm gonna start an LLC or things like that. Not to say that it's very expensive to do so, but just not thinking about that. Just on a basic level, what would you say are the first steps for somebody in order to build some type of wealth savings? Like as soon as that check hits direct deposit, what are the things that they should think about and do?
I mean, live within your means. I mean, we live in a world that we don't live within our means. I'm a victim of it. I'm guilty of it, you know. I mean, that's first and most importantly is live within your means, because then that'll dictate, you know, how your financial well-being is going to be impacted. So, I mean, that's the most important thing, honestly. From there, there's so many different levels on where people are at and what they need to do. You know, I can't really say where's the base foundation, especially when I'm getting a client, you know, they're usually established or trying to get established. That's more financial advisor roles, which I'm at that. I'm just kind of like the overseer, and I say, here, you probably should do this or do that. But I mean, most importantly, just live within your means. So, you know, you don't need to have,
Could you break it down by like percentage of like what
so
you
I'm
should
just saying,
do with your check?
if you're making $6,000 a month gross, you got to remember taxes coming out, so that might bring you down to like
$4,500.
$4,000, depending on how many kids you got, you married, not married, whatever, and then living within those means. So, you know, I always think, no, I would never go above 80% of my take-home pay to, you know, to live off of, so I can at least try to save that 20%. I'm guilty of it. I think I'm a great business manager for other people, but I'm horrible with my own stuff. So I'm gonna be honest about that. But you know, part of that problem was that I started so young in the business and made so much money early on in the business that, you know, I had to learn as I was going. But and I don't get paid like a lot of people get paid, where they get a monthly check and all that. I get paid, you know, based off of the services that I provide for my clients. So.
No, and that's great to hear, because I think, you know, this is the age, especially for Black people, of like this financial literacy, right? That we're bringing to the show, thanks to Damo.
Yeah.
They need to hear these kind of things at a young age,
Yeah.
you know, as far as like the do's and don'ts,
Yeah.
because we went through those things.
Yeah, and it's the main thing is just educating. Like, for example, I mean, I picked up a big name college athlete, and you know, we have a call next week, and it's kind of giving them finance 101 based on, you know, their situations change, but trying to teach them that at a young age, so when they go to that next level, it's like, boom, I already know what to expect. I know I got to pay for, you know, this is what I'm looking at for taxes. This is what I'm looking at for my staff of people around me, and the benefits of that, you know, how my tax deductions will work and all that, because they got so much money in NIL money, and these college athletes is, you know, teaching them at a young age, like, okay, yeah, you might have got 100,000, but right off the rip, Uncle Sam is going to assume you're at the higher tax rate and take 30, 40, 50% of that money. So my job is to show them how we reduce that and so forth. And
So can we stay there for a second? So let's say a hypothetical situation. Somebody has, and let me rewind. I appreciate the humility in you saying, hey, like, I'm a business manager, but like, I have my own problems too. Like that's pretty dope that you said that.
Yeah, that's huge.
Because like, we all live in an imperfect world, right? So said person has $1 million in NIL money, or like they have a $1 million check. Uncle Sam is going to take what amount out?
taking half.
Okay, so now you have 500,000.
Yes.
So out of that 500,000, what's the next consideration they should have?
I mean, if you're getting, and there's a difference. So $1 million, call it NIL money, or $1 million.
Let's call it a bonus.
Okay.
So you,
it all depends on where you're at, because the things that everybody needs to understand is there's two different ways we all get paid in this world. Well, three different ways. You can get paid under the table, hand in hand, cash, whatever. But then
in these streets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. That's my business.
We can do W-2s or 1099s. So
JR
it's two different
about
ways
that.
you get paid. And the difference is W-2s, what most people know about is you get your taxes taken out, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever it is. All that comes out of your 401k. All that comes out of your W-2 check.
Yep.
If you're getting 1099, nothing comes out. And when you get 1099, you're responsible for paying your
Tell
Social
people what a
Security.
1099 is, just real quick.
A 1099 is typically a contract worker, somebody who gets paid from another business so that they can write off that deduction as a contracting expense. So it comes to you and you get 1099. That's how I make my money, is I'm 1099. So I never have taxes withheld from my check. So I'm responsible for paying taxes or whatever. Social Security, all that other stuff. So yeah, so those are the two ways of getting paid. So it all depends on how that $1 million came in. If you got $1 million from a bonus and you work a corporate job and you're a W-2 employee, usually they withhold a certain amount of money from there, based on your tax, your tax bracket that you're in. So that'll come out automatically. Now, if you get $1 million and it's 1099 to you, 50% right off the top, Uncle Sam taking. So our job is to help try to reduce that money. And the way you reduce that is that the money has to come through your business and your LLC, your S Corp, whatever. It has to come through your business entity. Through your business entity, then you're able to write off expenses such as meals, airfare, hotels, you name it, supplies, gas, car notes, anything. You can write all that off. Office space in your house, office space you rent in somewhere. You can write all that off. But the only way to do that is through having a company set up. You can't write off anything personally through a W-2. You get your regular standard deductions. I know it's boring talking about this stuff.
No, this is real. No, this is actually really real.
Yeah, you get your basic standard deductions. And just to be clear, I'm not the accountant for my firm, but I know enough to where I can explain it to. If I have my partner on here, love him to death, but he's very dry. He's very analytical, and so I'm the one who breaks everything down.
He like a bean counter kind of dude.
Yeah, bean counter, cool brother. How light skinned brother. We for the longest I didn't know what he was. I'm like, what you Puerto Rican? whatever. Anyway, but yeah, he one of them dudes. He's just counting. He know how to do that. Hey, read these contracts, read these agreements. That's what he does for me. And but yeah, so. Yeah, when you're a regular W-2 employee, you got no deductions. You get your regular standard deductions like mortgage interest, which means when you own a property, you get to write off the interest, property taxes, insurance, and all that for the property, but only up to so much. And then you got kids, you can write that off. You get child tax credits and so forth. And then you got daycare or something like that, you can write that off. But that's it. You can't do anything. But then when you run it through the business, we talking about writing everything off as long as it's generating some kind of revenue. So the good thing about having a business, like a lot of clients have a business in W-2. So say you got a business, let's break it down real quick. You got a business, right? And you're making, say your business made $50,000, right? And then say over here in your W-2, you make $50,000. So you're taxed whatever, call it 20% on that $50,000. Over here, you made $50,000 in the business, you tax that 50% of that. But now we start writing those expenses down, and we can create what we call a loss in that business. So say you take a loss of like $10,000, it'll pass through to your personal taxes to reduce that $50,000 you made down to $40,000. So now you're not taxed as high on that $50,000, and boom, Uncle Sam gives you a refund back. That's just a simple example of it.
I love it, man. I love it.
Oh, they slick.
No,
and that's what's simple about it, right? Because I know Damo does this a lot.
Yeah, and it's JR is one of the people who taught me about this. It's like expense as much as you can as it relates to like the business, and like funnel money from your funnel money to support your business.
No, I got you. Right.
It's easy to do. It's easy to show a loss if you have W-2 income.
Yes,
because it makes sense. All right, so if my business lost $10,000, but I have this money over here in W-2 income, it shows like, all right, I can it looks like I'm offsetting this money to cover those losses over there.
Whereas you could not do that if you were a 1099 only.
Only 1099 only. Yeah, it's a lot trickier and harder to do.
So I got to ask you, because when you start a business, this might get touchy. So it's like, can you scam? And what I mean by scam is like, just create an LLC and it had, I don't know what it is. It's called Damo Meats.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Damo Meats.
No.
And then all you're doing is buying groceries on Damo Meats, like with your business card.
Doesn't
is that
work.
something you can do?
It
You
doesn't.
said you have
Can
to
I
generate
talk to
income.
him, please?
He
Can I
said you have
talk
to
to
generate income.
You got to generate some type of.
So then
income
let's
for
take
that
this
business.
take this podcast.
Yep.
If it doesn't generate income, but we paid all this equipment, then you can't expense it.
You can expense it. Yeah, you put it through the LLC, and then you guys as a group would have to share the losses of the expenses that'll flow down. So say it was, let's pick a number, $30,000 loss in the business. You each and your equal partners, you would each get $10,000 loss each. But you could be generating some type of, I would show generating some type of revenue from it if you can. But you can only do that. You can actually do it probably within the first year or two, but then after that, now you've got eyes on you. So
Got it.
I wouldn't advise do that every single year.
Okay, I mean, because the scammers are going to scam, so I'm glad that you threw that out there.
I mean,
so.
that's what happened during COVID and everybody.
Yeah, PP
Oh,
loans and
PPP
shit.
loans
Yeah.
and you see everybody.
That's why Damo got you to do the taxes. Cause
Yeah, I mean the PPP loans.
gotta watch
It was crazy. I remember when it happened. Everybody was like, "Yo, nah, I'm not doing nothing.
Nah.
No LLC setups for nobody. No, nothing. If you wasn't with me before this, I'm not messing with you." And keep it moving. Like me personally, I didn't even take advantage of any of the PPP stuff because I knew it was gonna get messy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and the only clients that we did the PPP stuff for was actually legit businesses that our clients had. Like a client who has a gym and he has employees and we got payroll running and everything else, and
they're completely shut down.
Completely shut down because of COVID. You can't operate
you can't
a gym.
do anything.
Yeah,
else.
and we didn't even take the max amount of money that they were willing to give us. We were like, nah, let's just keep it here, and we can manage this. This makes sense, and we ain't trying to have Uncle Sam knocking on the door. So.
You know what's crazy about that? So I go to a gym, CrossFit Verb. Shout out to y'all. When they shut down, the thing that they did to get creative is, of course, you go on Zoom and you could do things like that. But they gave the equipment to the members.
Really?
Yeah, given if you
Wow.
have a space, of course,
Yeah.
like in a garage or
Yeah.
something. But they
Wow.
lent their equipment out to
And they wrote that
get
off.
creative.
And,
yeah, absolutely. So
wrote that off.
That's actually pretty
appreciation of
dope.
It off. It was a
that
great
is,
idea.
it was very
It was
dope.
a great
of them.
idea. Yeah, I mean,
shout
if we
out to
could have did it,
CrossFit
we would. But it's
Verve.
like a 35,000 square foot gym, so it's like, but we it was tough times. But yeah, a lot of people scamming, trying, and you see the news.
Man, there's
You see
people
the
that
shit,
are
man.
like, you're like, yo,
Ain't got
real.
near one employee.
you knew they were
Not
going to
one
sell.
employee, not one employee. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was for the.
I had this trucking company that drove from Colorado Springs to Denver. And
In
we
my
asked-
G-Wagon.
In my G-Wagon.
Yeah, you do
And
all
I'm
kinds of
asking
shit,
for $1 million in PPP loans.
Right.
It was crazy.
And I got a half of an employee part-time.
Yep.
Then you see them at the mall at the Louis Vuitton store,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
And
wilding
then
out.
you
absolutely.
see him at Arapahoe County Jail.
Yep. And then everybody getting indicted and
Damn.
called
Uncle
in.
Sam is gonna come for
Yeah,
you,
they want
like,
their money.
nah.
They
Is
want
it
their
worth
money.
it?
Never.
No.
I'm too scared. I mean, me personally, like I grew up watching Oz, so I've always been. So I don't fuck with none of that.
That's a
shit.
great show.
But, like
That was a
everybody's
great
like,
show.
"Yo, Mel, I didn't seen too many people get in trouble for things. Like I said, I'm scared of jail. I ain't scared to admit it. I'm scared of jail. So, I said, probably if I didn't grow up watching Oz, I'd probably be cool, but I'm good. I'm like that Blockbuster commercial back in the day when the dude was scared of jaywalking. He started seeing all the Oz flashing.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
Blockbuster. Man.
Blockbuster.
I feel old saying that
Hey,
out loud.
speaking of Aurora, Blockbuster on Mississippi and Peoria.
That was the spot.
That was a spot.
Yeah.
Do you remember the smell in that place?
Yes.
It had a very distinct smell.
That was
like,
one over there by
It was.
Overland, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like right across from China Chef.
Yep. Yep.
And it had like a
I still eat at China Chef.
It kind of smelled like China.
Wait.
Do you?
Wait.
Are you? No,
Time
no,
out.
you don't.
Time out.
China Chef.
No, wait. I thought you were talking about Dollar Scoop. I would eat at China Chef. Whatever. Yeah.
I work with China. I remember the Dollar Scoop. Too.
No, I was
been
thinking
there.
Dollar Scoop
I used
too.
to tear
I,
My
I don't
bad.
do Dollar Scoop.
Ho-hos
I
or
still do
something
I used
like
to
that.
tear
I still
that
do
Dollar
China
School.
Chef.
I used to tear
Everybody
that
tore it up.
Everybody
and that
did.
sweet and
In
sour
high
chicken.
school?
Yes. Oh my
man.
God.
Jamel, I thought you were talking about the Dollar Scoop. I was
No.
gonna be like,
Same.
I still
You
eat
make
China
way
Chef.
too much money.
No, wait, I'm
Dollar-
not China Chef still. Though.
I was like,
mean,
you
I can
got
really
5
see-
years left. You
Yeah.
keep eating that. Hey,
China Chef is fire.
Yes,
no, it is. My bad. I was thinking ho-hos too.
Yes, I remember.
Real quick, so we've been talking a lot about taxes and, LLCs and stuff. Yeah. Heard the disclaimer, and I know, you're not a financial advisor. Myself, I'm thinking about getting a financial advisor. When do you think is the right time to get a financial advisor? Like, when do you need one?
I mean, I'm not going to say you need a financial advisor when you have certain amount of money. I would say I get a financial advisor if I don't have to pay him, and he's going to actually give me financial advice without me having to pay him, like, say, a retainer or something like that. That's when I would get a financial advisor. So, I mean, everybody needs one. I would advise everybody to get one, especially if you have money to save and you plan on retiring eventually and having money and, being able to provide for your kids and so forth. So, yeah, I would advise everybody get a financial advisor. I would just say go to somebody that's commission-based and, going to be there and understands your needs.
Got it. Okay.
So,
yeah,
because
I'm
wait till you
thinking
get
about
$500,000 and you can throw it in the account. Nah, everybody needs one, I believe. So, yeah.
Got it. Well, on top of that, let's talk about investing. Are you comfortable to talk about that?
I mean, yeah, to a point, yeah.
Okay, so for you,
because I'm not a financial advisor and just letting everybody know, like, I don't give financial advice. I give my opinions on things.
Yeah, that's all we doing is giving an opinion.
Advice, yeah.
So disclaimer, y'all.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
I was
not
the
saying
one in the barbershop.
this is exactly what you should
These
do.
are all opinions.
Yeah,
These are
yeah,
opinions.
Nah. I was in the
advice.
barbershop when cryptocurrencies was popping. I was the one in the barbershop telling everybody, like, man, I don't fuck with that shit. Nah, we can't pay. Like, yeah. I'm like, all right, y'all know what y'all really doing. And then,
Bitcoin
when
blows.
Bitcoin dropped and all that, and they're like, damn, man.
Well, has that convinced you
What?
to now get into crypto?
Nah, I'll never get into crypto.
Why not?
Just too new, too speculative. Just waiting for the ball to drop on that, with government regulations and all that different types of things that, could happen with it. And just not, I'm old school. And I'm, pretty conservative. So, if you got a little bit of money and you don't mind putting it somewhere and not looking at it and just let it do what it do, then go ahead, by all means, put some money in crypto. Just like it's no different to put money in the stock market or I'm not even stock market, but a risky or an aggressive stock, so to speak.
Yeah,
it's no different to me than that. Me personally, I had a little bit of crypto and my stomach.
You just mess around a little bit.
My stomach couldn't take it, so I was just like, nah, I'm not doing this. This ain't
Man, it was a roller coaster.
No, it's
But that thing was about like 75,000.
Yeah.
Coin.
Boy.
And you watch that thing rising.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that thing started 70,000. 65,000.
Yep.
Next day, 50,000.
50,000.
That thing at 19,000. You like, oh, I'm getting rid of this shit.
Here's what I tell everybody. Like, I was in the barbershop talking about it. I was like, if y'all in here talking about it right now, then you already missed out on it.
It's too late.
Yeah.
You're not
the people who made the money on crypto,
it's done.
They're out. They're done. They're good. They figured it out. Once we figuring it out, then it's way too late. So, it's not way too late, but we ain't getting what they were getting.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But what about
going from like 10 cents up to the 78,000?
Because we're naturally, as black people, we're just speculative people. I mean, you know how hard it is to get black people to buy life insurance. The simple things like that. And,
Talk about it, though. Why is that?
I think it's just the way we grew up between, our family, our grandparents, great-grandparents, things like that, getting screwed over buying life insurance, and something happens, they don't get paid out. I always like to use that example of Malcolm X in the movie. Remember when his dad died and they said he committed suicide and life insurance they want to pay out?
Right.
I mean, that was for real. That happened all the time to our grandparents and great-grandparents and, some of us are parents, and so they're always speculative about it. But so I think that's the hard thing about, us as a people and learning finances and dealing with finances and all the different things out there is we weren't taught that, and we were screwed over so many times.
Trust.
Yeah.
We build up something and then it gets destroyed. Black Wall Street, just having our land taken from our families, land being promised to our families, and then being taken, and grandpa getting murdered, uncle getting murdered, and next they claiming your land. So it's really hard. I think now we're at a point and I hate saying it, like just now, I really feel like just now we're at a point where, all right, we're starting to understand it and get it. But then now I think we're getting overshadowed now by fully understanding and grasp of it is because of social media and everybody trying to get the bag and all this other bullshit you see on the internet and Instagram and the false, perception of what money is and how they get this money and
how fast you can make it.
How fast you can make it. Everybody want to make it fast and, all this stuff.
We definitely live in a microwave society, man. And excuse me, one of the things I would like, you were talking about insurance. One of the things, like, there's different levels to life insurance. And, you talk about life insurance as like protection, like long term for your family. And some people talk about insurance as like a bank account.
Yeah.
So can you like talk about
it's two different. This is how I got my start in the business was life insurance. And like I said, 20 years ago, straight out of college working for Mass Mutual, and so my background education was always insurance, life insurance, estate planning. Blessed 20 years ago, first client was Carmelo Anthony, his rookie year, my rookie year. So I always like to shout out.
That's huge.
Shout out to Melo.
Shout out to Melo, his agent at that time, Calvin Andrews, a brother from Oakland, who gave me my shot and my chance, and actually paid attention in all them meetings and conferences of different things and concepts, and created a unique concept for him, his family, and his team around him, and got brought onto the team. And from there, was able to blossom and bloom to over 150 plus athletes in the last 20 years to work with, providing all kind of different services. But I just, I had to throw that out there.
Flex on them, man.
I mean, it felt like a dream back then, and now it's been going, and it's reality, and I'm tired of it now, honestly. But I'm enjoying the ride still. But it's just the insurance game, like starting off in the business, it was the hardest thing to do, because before I got Mellow, I had to grind like everybody else, and I had to work off commissions, and so of course the first people to tell you go to is friends and family. And man, I tell you, it's and that was the hardest thing ever, trying to explain to family and friends. One, family don't like to share shit with you about financial matters, especially black people.
Health.
And they don't want to talk about nothing, none of that. Like
nothing.
They're skeptical about everything. It's like, man, I'm trying to help you out. Like, yeah, what you know? It's like, I went to college for 4 years at CSU, economics, whatever. I know this. I interned at Smith Barney. I interned at FUBU, working in the finance department. Like, but
I'm here to help you out.
I'm here to help.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear it, and how many no's I got from family members and friends, and the crazy thing about it is, of the big family and friends and everything that I had going into the business, like my first client was my white homeboy in college. His dad was a dentist who had like multiple practices, and then he had a son. Well, my friend, his brother was becoming a dentist, and him and his wife gave me a shot. And they was like, yo, do everything for us. I mean, life insurance, disability insurance, all this and that. And I say all that to say, like, that's how hard it is for us as people to, get them to understand those things. But when I go to them, it's like, bet. Like, hey, we need this, we need that. And it's sad, man.
Man, but I think for us as black people, we're just so opposed to people being in our business.
Yes.
Because it's funny you say Mass Mutual, because I'm pretty sure I got connected. So the guy who set my life insurance policy up through Mass Mutual is a friend. He came to me, and I was more in the search for a financial advisor.
Yeah,
that's how he wrote me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for some financial advising, and I ended up in a life insurance policy. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, how'd I get here?
Yeah, they started sending me, hey, we're going to send a dude. I'm going to send a guy over there to your house to take some blood.
Yeah, all that for this thing.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, what you say? Yeah. Oh, man, it's part of this. I think it'd be good for you to have a life insurance policy because black people don't have okay, all right, let me get a life insurance policy. Because I had one through my job.
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It's always better to be overinsured than underinsured.
Yeah, and then when you leave your employment, you don't.
Yeah, I can't take that with me. Yeah, so I'm grateful that I have it.
Yeah.
But when they started asking me all these questions about my health, they started asking me about your financial status.
Yeah,
you kind of get funny, and especially with somebody you know.
Wait, they ask you for your blood though?
Yeah, when you do a life insurance, you got to take an exam. Yeah,
like so. Make sure you don't have like cancer,
diabetes, any of that.
High blood sugar for
crack in your
black
system.
people.
Yeah, they come take your blood, man.
Okay.
Like they come, but it's such an evasive process.
Yeah, it's very evasive.
And with us as black people, like we just don't want people in our business like that. Yeah. We're damn near more apt, and I really don't think I don't think we're adverse with doing business with each other, right? But I think we're more apt to do business with someone that we don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier for us to do business.
Yeah,
with
like you just
somebody
don't want people in your
know.
shit.
Yeah, it's even after I got quote unquote successful with it.
Yeah,
it was
true.
They still family still wouldn't mess with me. Like,
Yeah.
damn, okay, I don't know what else to do. So,
Hey, so let's be real. I love what you said about it's really tough to disclose to people that you know versus you don't know. Yeah. Like we knew each other in high school, but I kind of didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know me enough to be
I
like,
didn't know.
hey, look at all my. Here's my life.
Here's my life.
My
on
financial
paper.
life. Like people don't
On
understand.
paper.
Like when you're doing taxes, you see everybody's finance. It doesn't.
Dude, it's like walking down the street naked.
It
It really
more
is.
personal than that.
And like you may think you have your stuff in order, but there's always like Michael Jordan always needs to practice, right? Mm-hmm. And there's no difference when we talk about financial fitness. There's always something you can do to get better. And I'll be the first to tell you, like just like you did, I'm not perfect. Mm-hmm. Like there's some things I need to work on. But like I had to call on a referral that I got, and I wanted to entrust in somebody who, number one, was a referral. Number two, would kind of understand my foundations.
And 3, get you out of trouble.
Yes.
I got you.
And keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Keep me out of trouble. Not get me
How
out
many
of trouble.
Stormy Daniels he got?
Man, what we talking about?
No, I'm joking.
Diamond
ahead.
Daniels.
No, but like I think that's
cool.
really important. And I took that step is much angst as it may cause. Mm-hmm. I knew in the long run it would play out.
No, that's dope. That's dope, Damo. Yeah, and it's hard for people to get there, It
is.
especially when
Very
it's
hard,
somebody you know.
Yeah.
Like
I would. I mean, it depends on. I mean, if you believe that person is knowledgeable on everything and they can actually truly help you, then give them the shot or the chance. I just hate saying. I'm just being 100% real with you because like coming up in this business, the people that the hardest part of this shit was dealing with your own people and somebody don't look like you come in the door next to you, right behind you, and then they get in the client. It's just like, fuck you ain't go with me for it. And it's like,
Cause we be fronting, man.
I hate
these cats be fronting.
I hate to
we
say
do
that,
it. We
man,
do it
but
to. We'll
happens
give the people don't look like
in
us
every
a shot more
profession.
than
Because we be
everything.
Because we be
Everything.
fronting. We be fronting. We be walking around the streets fronting, man. Like, cats be having these G-Wagons. They be having these, all this nice stuff. But that's all surface.
Yep.
And then when you're talking to a financial advisor where you got to give the nitty gritty, dog, you don't like, and the worst thing about us is we want to stun on each other.
Yep.
Like black people want to stun on other black people.
Yep.
So that's why we're more, this is my judgment, we're more apt to step outside of the race for those type of matters to kind of maintain face.
Yep.
For fear of what?
Being judged.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, shit, I don't fuck with this white man think about me.
Yeah.
Like, and he could be robbing you. He could be robbing you blind.
And it happens all the time.
Happens all the
It's
time.
all the time. It's usually them.
right.
It's usually them that in certain a lot of situations where it happens. And I'm not saying we don't do it as a people, but a lot of times it's them. And it hurt. It always hurt it early on in the business to like, damn. I partnered up with I work with a lot of white financial advisors, business managers, agents, and so forth. But just sitting back, looking at it is
Dude, there's a scammer in all races. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just black people. It's all races. You got a scammer in all of them, man.
So that's the hard part. That's the part that that's the toughest part.
It's tough, man, and I get it. I get exactly what you were saying, but I was intentional about not going there. Yeah, I wanted to. Hey,
like mentally, you had to tell yourself.
Yeah, no. In essence, I'm gonna walk down the street naked. Like for real talk. I don't care because I know he's gonna have my best interest in mind.
Nah,
we gave you that trust, though.
Yeah, and trust is built over time. But how many people have I referred to you?
Yeah, he's already.
You see what I'm saying?
No.
Who gave him the trust to call me?
Yeah. Who gave you the trust to call
JC?
Yeah, JC. Yeah.
That's
And then
what's up. Shout out
JC, he
to
trusted
JC.
me right off.
This podcast, bussin'.
Yeah, and JC gave me,
I should've ran a
he
play on
trusted
his
me to do his stuff, and when we were starting this small business stuff,
Right.
and
Get him out of trouble.
Make sure he's doing what he needs to do.
So,
and building what he needs to build.
Do you whisper to dogs too?
That's him. You don't want to hear what I say to my dogs.
Yeah, like JC the dog whisperer.
You ain't gonna get on JC.
They gonna line you up.
I wish
man.
he was here, man.
They already got your financials. They gonna line you right on up.
Open up them books.
Damo go, hey. But Damo gonna go that MX. Look gonna be like 0.
Declined.
So this MX. Oh no, well.
That shit was funny.
Hey, he gonna slap that MX.
Bow.
Slap it down, hey, sir.
Declined.
That's funny.
MX saying they don't know you.
They don't. They got AMX with his company on it. And they're like,
I think they'll say
declined.
X. I think they'll say X.
No, that thing just says black. Anyway, my bad.
All right. Well, switching gears a little bit. Let's play. We got a game called This or That.
Yep.
And it is, you get 2 choices. You only can go with one.
Okay.
Can't give context to why you chose it. But there is no consequences, right, Cole?
No
You don't have to take a shot. Funny story. So I watch Drink Champs.
Yeah.
I don't watch a full episode.
Yeah.
But they got the slime. Is it the slime game?
Quick time with slime.
Quick time with slime, and it's like the same exact thing. So it's like all the podcasts are doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
anyway,
recycling. Yeah, for sure.
welcome to This or That.
This podcast, bussin'.
All right, let's start off. Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
J. Cole or Drake?
Wait. Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa, that was heavy.
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah. Good job. Congrats to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn.
I was.
He said that with conviction.
Most
And
people
quick.
probably be 50-50.
You think so?
Maybe 55-45.
Okay. I think
60-40, I don't
80-20, but okay.
Okay. See, I thought you were young, man, but I'm going to throw this at you anyway. STG or Nardo Wick? Yeah, see, that's everybody up here is like, don't know who that is.
Know who that
Exactly.
Whoa.
All right. Succession or Billions?
Succession.
Okay. Credit card or debit card?
Credit card.
Traditional savings account or high yield savings account?
High yield savings account.
That was Real estate or stocks?
Stocks.
Ooh.
Pay off debt or invest in retirement?
Invest in retirement.
Cash App or Venmo?
Venmo cheaper. I'm sorry, I can't answer why.
Yeah, that's good. You throw it out there, man. Sweet potato pie or peach cobbler?
Peach cobbler.
All right, and then the last one, which I know y'all got something off the top. Come on,
Go. You said last one.
Yeah, open it up to y'all.
Go.
I got one.
Cayman or Cayman bank account or Swiss?
You said, Cayman or Swiss? I mean, they both government regulated, so U.S. is watching them both. So I say Swiss.
Swiss.
All right. Well, thanks for playing.
Wait.
This
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
podcast,
Go ahead, bro.
bussin'.
So bit or ether?
Bit.
Okay.
Nice.
This
Thanks for playing,
podcast,
Jay.
bussin'.
I thought you had one more. That was my bad.
No. I could have came up with one, but no, we're good. We're good. Switching
Lawrence
gears
and
a little
Larimer, be a good person.
bit. I wish I could hit your drop because I'll be wanting to drop. So bad, I'll be wanting to drop that one. I'm glad you did that.
Hey, that boy JC will come and start kicking over these cameras, man.
Love it.
JC gonna kick this camera over, flip that table over.
Every time I create these, I always want to put that one on there.
Y'all are grateful.
That is
Love you,
hilarious.
JC. Love you. Switching gears a little bit, and this is for everybody, okay? So we had some recent news about BRICS, right? So de-dollarization with Brazil, China, Russia,
South
Africa, India
Yeah.
are joining, I guess you could call it forces, to create this new currency that will, in essence, devalue the dollar. What are your thoughts on that in general?
I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest. I just started really reading on it, but my initial thoughts of it was it's not going to be good at all.
And what do you mean by that?
Because those countries are the main manufacturers of U.S.,
So not good for us.
Yeah, not good
Not
for
only
us.
U.S., but just
Yeah.
like
As a
China
whole.
specifically.
China,
right?
India,
India.
Our service industry is a lot of it's customer service is India, all that. So it's not going to be pretty if they can actually do it. I don't think they can do it because of the type of countries that they are.
So
It's gonna be war,
say
man.
more.
It's gonna be war.
Yeah,
It's gonna be war.
You think it's going to be war? So real quick, to give context on that. So like a lot of people know about this, but with just India and China alone, that's like
Half of the population.
half of the population.
Yeah.
And as far as the gross domestic product, it's like
and then you got the
30%
largest,
or something like
then you got
that.
the largest country in South America, which is Brazil.
Yes.
So then you got that. Then you have I believe it to be the most populous and highest GDP is South Africa and all of Africa, if I'm not
That's true.
mistaken. So you got
No,
Africa
that's true.
now. So you got what 1, 2, 3 continents.
Yep. Fine. And not only that, I don't know if Saudi Arabia is bought in yet, but I
I've
think
heard
they're
in
the negotiations and talks, and
yeah.
that's kind of the power that the U.S. has, because when we stop using gold to back the dollar, that's when we kind of join forces with Saudi Arabia to be able to purchase oil
replace
and
gold
be
with
able
oil.
to distribute it, right?
Yeah.
So now if I don't know what that means if Saudi Arabia gets on board, but it does sound like trouble.
Yeah, if they start saying we're not using the dollar anymore to purchase our oil,
Absolutely.
that's gonna, me personally, it's gonna be a bad look all the way around. The problem is that America doesn't do shit. Our whole economy is based on consumption.
Yep.
Like, we consumers. If we
Yep.
we don't build anything anymore, we don't provide any real services like we used to anymore. So, our whole thing is spend, and
Yes, I'm not going to debate that, but we do make things as far as nothing that's natural resources.
What do we make?
But
That
Silicon
we export?
Valley and things like that.
Yeah, but
I
even
mean,
in
that's
Silicon
different.
Valley, the labor's done over there
Yeah.
and manufactured there, and
Then brought back
and
this
then brought
way.
back here. Even
Absolutely.
our clothing, everything is done, through Asia. So we don't do anything. Like I said, we don't make any. I mean, you look at
Not anything, but it's just not a lot.
I mean, okay, I'm saying we don't make anything. Like,
I don't
I mean,
think
are we looking at our Apple phones? What does it say? It says, idea or whatever it says, create in America, Cupertino.
Well, that is powerful.
Cupertino.
Cupertino, yeah.
IP is definitely powerful when you talk about those things. Because when you talk about California in general, like they are like the third largest economy
in the world. Yes.
So that is something that be said about that.
It's a lot of that, but then you got to think about it too. Like most of the talent in California and that West Coast area, where's that come from? It's coming from India, Asia. Most of those,
Some of it is.
that talent. Majority of that talent is coming from over there. That's
I won't say the
creating
majority, but
I was
yes,
at
a
large
lot of
portion,
some of it
a very
is.
very large portion of it's
So,
coming from there. So imagine if India retained all that talent.
Yes.
Imagine if China retained all that talent without having them come over to America and help develop the Googles, the Apples, the Metas, and all that.
But
Like,
and that's the thing. That's the tricky part is that they can't, because although China does have the infrastructure, their economy is not built like
but if
that.
they start this brick thing, and then the dollar's no longer used as the national currency.
But that's
But I think it's bigger than that, is what
different
he's
from
saying.
Yeah.
economy
Yeah. Okay.
because we're talking about capitalism
Yeah, okay,
and
yeah.
communism,
Gotcha. Mhm.
right?
Gotcha.
In
Yeah.
capitalism,
Yeah.
you're able to thrive and
Yeah.
do those kind of intellectual things, whereas China, India
Yeah.
don't allow you to do that.
Yeah.
But you're right; it is a
Yeah.
complicated.
Or they might
situation.
just say, "Hey, we ain't gonna let y'all leave no more."
That's it.
Hey, now, that's different.
Yeah.
And then the other
Y'all ain't
part-
going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere.
Because TikTok is China built.
China
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other part too is China's GDP is measured differently
Yeah,
than how it is on a global scale. So they do about like real estate or something like that.
I've heard some.
Yeah,
bullshit,
and like so they have like these huge cities in rural China that have like these high rise. I watched.
Oh, they're
yeah.
empty.
Yeah, that are completely empty.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But like their GDP is based on
Yeah.
real estate.
Yeah.
And it just gets really interesting with the nuances and like
That's why they build all over the world.
yes because and specifically in California.
Yeah, they
And
build-
so if you think one thing that I agree with what you said is in the tech industry the majority is Asian populations.
Oh, absolutely.
Albeit whatever, it could be Japan, it could be China, it could be India.
India, any of
like
that, yeah.
it's Asia,
Pakistan, Indonesia,
Yeah.
all that Asia. Yeah.
yeah, and they're being trained from a very young age
Yep.
to say, hey, either one, you're going to live in this area in Asia and be a part of producing X in a tech company, or get your the green light to go to America and make it, quote unquote, and send money back home.
Send money back home. That's what they do.
And very high paying jobs
Yeah,
too.
a lot of them do that. They send it back home, but like I said, they're taking over the world. I went to Australia a few years ago, and all the development there was in Mandarin, or
It was?
none of the development was in English. Like,
Wow.
they were building up all along Sydney and went up to Cairns to go diving up in the reef, and they own.
And they do that in Africa too.
Yeah,
In
and in Africa
Jamaica.
as well.
In Jamaica
yep.
too.
In
Yes.
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
There was
We
a
were
bunch
there.
of China
Yep. It's
building
everywhere.
like
Yeah, they're just building all over the place.
real estate, everything.
That's why they setting the foundation for this clash, man.
Yep, it's about to happen.
It's
a
gonna
clash.
happen, and this is gonna be scary. Some scary shit.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like real talk.
All the
World War
elements,
III.
all the elements are there.
Yeah,
Because America is not about to let China
yeah.
do what they trying to do.
Yeah.
So you think we're going to war?
I think we are, man, and it's sad,
Yeah.
It's
Got
gonna be
it.
a cold day in hell, boy.
man.
Seriously.
please. They
No,
want
that's
that.
gonna be a long battle, yo.
No, this is that's some generational.
No,
shit.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that'll change generational.
I mean, it's already
That'll
starting.
change
It's
the
already
structure
starting
of
with
the
the
world.
cyber warfare, and
Yeah.
it's gonna get worse. That's how it's gonna start. Cyber warfare.
But here's the question. So the question I heard was, like, like how is the war going to be fought?
Yeah, I believe
Is it going to be
Cold.
more cyber?
it's gonna be
Cold
yeah,
cyber.
cold and cyber. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say that. And
Ain't nobody killing.
Yeah, nobody's killing. Nobody's invading lands. I mean, they'll invade lands. We ain't got to worry about nobody invading America, but like we're seeing with Ukraine and all that shit.
It's not gonna be like that.
It's gonna be little conflicts taking territory, Taiwan and China, those kind of things, and it's gonna be like jump. And who's gonna jump? Somebody gonna jump in and we'll find
Somebody,
out.
but the thing that scares me is somebody might push that button for real.
No, I think
nobody's
it's
gonna
gonna
do
be
it.
some button pushing.
I don't think
think so.
buttons are gonna get pushed. There'll be threats of it. I think, but it's gonna be silent and cold, and like you're gonna be like, why is my eye
cold
Yeah,
or code?
cold.
cold?
Cold.
So like you're gonna be like, yo, why does my iPhone not work no more? I ain't got no money in my bank account. Like to me, it's gonna be some stuff like that, man.
Because we're
thing-
gonna be blowing up like towers and like
We're gonna hack 'em.
satellites
They're gonna
and
hack
stuff
gonna
like
be
that,
hacked.
They're gonna be hacked. That's how I feel.
or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what I
I believe that
yeah.
too, man.
Yeah, I believe that, and I say that because people don't realize, like back in the day when we had all the world wasn't as global as it is now. We're all connected now.
Yep.
So we all need each other, believe it or not, or well, no matter what people want to say, especially here in America, like you're American. Nah, we all need each other because we're in a global economy now.
Yes,
so
that's a fact.
everybody
Right.
has to walk that line real,
Somewhat intact.
Yeah, you can't. Are you going to destroy economies? And right now, what rules the world is money. So, yeah,
And religion.
yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Got
would
it.
say. Definitely though, but yeah, the world's too global now.
So let me throw a scenario out there. Do you think we'll get off our high horse and actually join forces with another kind of replicate BRICS
till
or
some shit
even?
I mean, we have
join
that
in?
with NATO, with the EU and
Yeah, we do.
and the UK and everything else, but
that's not financial though, is it?
But that's because we're
It is
backing
low-key.
it though, right?
it's low key financial, but we're all tied together still. I mean, I still
It's all an
believe-
alliance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And then you think about like Russia joining with China.
Yeah.
That's huge, man. Like, anybody messed with
I'm
Russia
not
before?
saying it isn't.
No, I know you're not. I'm not discrediting what you're saying by any means. And
Well, I guess I'm saying the disruption of the dollar
The
because those things already exist, but we are the backing for those
Sure.
alliances.
yeah, I have a lot to say about it, but it's not my show.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just, like I said, the disruption of the dollar and China being the largest debt holder of the U.S. I mean, shit's about to get real. So
Got it.
I agree.
it's going to get real. And
Why?
then-
Well, I know Russia joined because U.S. has frozen their accounts
Yep.
when they went to war with
Oh, we
the
do it
UK.
to everybody.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
do. We do.
We've done it to China too. We done put sanctions on them, and we done put sanctions on people in India and Pakistan and everybody else. That's how we bully the world.
But like,
with
there's only
sanctions.
so many sanctions that you can give before, like, the world turns on you.
Yeah, but
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
that's the
No,
arrogance.
I'm
of
with
them.
you. You can't be on
So-
top forever.
Yeah, and so the follow up question I would have is, why doesn't that make you a crypto believer?
That's a good
Based off of
question.
like what we talked
Yeah,
about.
that's what you're saying.
Mhm.
I
Because
don't
that's
know, I'm just-
decentralization, right?
I mean, it's like I said, the regulation of it and all that. Because once America starts regulating it, then the value of it's going to decrease, and then it's too many.
But if it's
unknowns with
global,
it.
not just America,
Yeah, but we live in America. Our economy, we have to buy stuff in the U.S., so it matters to us. Or we have to buy stuff in Europe, so it does matter to us.
Got
So,
it.
and now if I'm going to China and it's more valuable there, then great. But if here, if I need to use it here in America, and then it's all, they're slowly starting to regulate, and they're gonna regulate it. But
yep,
it's gonna change the value of it, which is gonna once they do that, it's gonna drop the value of it.
got it.
Got him. All right. Well, great discussion. That was great, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, don't shrug your shoulders like that ever again.
I
Man.
appreciate you joining
He's
in.
like, great discussion, guys.
Great discussion, man. You trying to get me back for the meats? Ask your question, Damo.
Hey Jay, appreciate you having us on here, brother. Appreciate.
You welcome, man. I'm glad I had you on here, yo. Yes, glad
Have
you
my
came
shot.
on, Damo.
Have my shot.
Cole,
He ain't
thanks
had
for
his meat
being
yet.
on. Jamel,
Yeah.
come on.
Jamel.
He ain't have his meat
Appreciate-
yet.
Hey, no, real talk. We appreciate you being on the show. Hope you had a good time,
I
brother.
did, man.
Yeah.
It was very comfortable and relaxing, and just happy to share a little bit of something. And but yeah, I would just like to say, like we talked about, make sure you guys got some kind of life insurance. You got some kind of financial advisor, financial planning. Make sure you got your taxes done, filed right, and keep decent credit.
Yeah, for sure.
For real.
And then to bring us home, considering all that we talked about, there's always like another lead into another story. Who would you recommend that we should have on the show?
I mean, I would have a investment advisor. Let's call him that. Not a financial advisor,
Who?
but an investment advisor. I honestly can't. I don't work with anybody here locally.
Okay.
All my advisors and everybody I work with,
Doesn't have to be
unfortunately,
local. Just call them out.
out of state. I mean, my favorite investment advisor I work with, his name is Jason out of Indianapolis with Chase, JP Morgan Chase. So
Cool.
that's my
right.
guy. So
Well, Jamel, round of applause to you for coming on.
This is awesome, man.
appreciate
It was, man.
This is awesome.
And you never stumble upon the unexpected if you stick to the familiar. So go out there and get your finances right. Go get some good credit. All right. There you go.
Find some loopholes.
And we out.
This podcast, Bussin' Bussin'.